Greetings once again, adventurers! Duuz-Diz-Din here again with Eden Zero. Now previously, the group returned, for the first time in Universe Zero, to Red Cave. You know, the beach episode. And reminisced on those 3 years prior. Relatively. Time travel is weird. But it was a very pleasant respite for our hero. Much like the last time they were on Red Cave. Good times were had by all. But once Holy and Eraser made landfall, it was down to business. We once again met the android Nadia, who is in fact the director of the Interstellar Union Army of the Oi Cosmos, and the person who had informed the members of the Eurasian Says Interstellar about the alternate timeline, the director of the Sakura Cosmos' Interstellar Union Army, Noah. From the intelligence agency to the Union Army director. Very impressive lateral movement. However, something struck me as odd. In other universes, Nova was able to actually know, at least to some degree, about Rebecca's movements through time. But maybe because of the way that Universe Zero operates, Noah only seems to have a vague understanding of the movements through time. Regardless, it is an aid to our heroes to actually have the Union Army outright be their allies this time. And if I'm right about the directors of the other cosmos, potentially Elsie being the director of the Kaide Cosmos, and Rebecca's mother Rachel potentially being the director in the Yukino Cosmos, the crew of Edens might be stacked in terms of allies. But is this correct? Join me as I find out. Won't you? I still stand that it makes the most sense, though. Once you start introducing directors, it's just like, okay, well, odd that Nadia's the director of the Oi Cosmos, but whatever. Oof, dang. Nice cover page of Holy's best asset. I still can't get over that she is Reina. I can kind of see it a little bit. If she had green hair, it'd be easier to kind of come by in the beauty mark, but and she does not strike me as any kind of counterpart to Reina. With Hamiro, I can kind of see him somewhat being a counterpart to Musica, little bit. But this isn't an Elsian justice situation. Those parallels are faint. At Eden Zero, Chapter 247, to the field of battle. Ooh, are we actually gonna just straight up start getting down to business? To defeat Edens 1. As the crew of Edens is introduced to Noah, Rebecca shouts, "Master Noah?" Noah says, "Forgive me for attending as a hologram. And, might I ask, Rebecca?" He starts to blush profusely. "Why are you wearing a swimsuit?" Rebecca gets a little self-conscious and says, "Well, because we were at the beach. I mean, you gotta wear a swimsuit at the beach, you know?" Noah continues to be a little sheepish, saying, "It's a little, provocative, you might say." Rachel darts an eye at Holy, saying, "Surely it's better than hers." Holy shrugs, saying, "Director Noah has no idea how to handle these situations." Wise chimes in, "And this chump is the director of operations for the Sakura Cosmos?" Has Wise never met Noah properly? No, I could have sworn they had a conversation at one point. Or maybe he wasn't in attendance for that. It's been a while. Hamura turns to Nadia and says, "Nadia's the director of operations for the Oi Cosmos." And Nadia smiles, saying, "But I'm an old model." Nadia, stop saying that. You're the best. You're precious. Shiki questions, "How in the heck did all of that happen?" Noah speaks up, saying, "I don't know what roles we played in your previous world, but in this world, these are the facts. That is the only explanation I can offer you." I mean, yeah. It's just like, hey, this is how it is. Might as well deal. But Shiki gets a little bit pissy and up in Noah's face, saying, "Well, let me tell you then. In the last world, you put Rebecca in danger by using her as a decoy for your secret plan." Man, Shiki does not forget. For all the things Shiki forgives, you ain't about to let someone get off the hook for putting Rebecca in danger. But Rebecca calls out to Shiki to get him to calm down. But Noah just smiles at that, saying, "That does sound like something I would do." And Rebecca shouts at Master Noah, happy then She questions, have you been watching us for years in this world too? Noah simply says, no, I didn't even know that other worlds existed. Yeah, like, do you not have the God's eye? Pino questions, then how did you find out about us? Noah says, like them, I had my own certain someone who informed me. It's gotta be Rachel then. Wise says, enough with this suspense already. I think I can guess who it was. Eraser chimes in, oh, you already know. And Noah says, allow me to introduce you. As a monitor, something turns on? Yep, sure enough. I knew it. See, I was expecting only one director of operations for the whole thing. But then it's just like, oh, there's multiple directors. Then it's just like, okay, then Rachel is in charge of the Yukino Cosmos. It literally makes sense. And that's not me being like, oh, way to go for the obvious, Mashima. It's like, no, everything you set up literally leads to it. I like that. Do something that just like, oh, the chain of events makes sense then. Because, hey, Rachel said outright she's gonna do what she can to help make things go as smoothly as possible to defeat their enemy. And this? Kudos to Rachel! She set up everything as best she could. Like, I don't know if it's just the nature of Universe Zero or what, but for Rachel to have turned everything around for us in terms of the Interstellar Union Army from the get-go, A+. And Noah says, let me introduce you to Saint Fire Nox. She's still called that. And she's got the little bit more of a royal attire. Well, Rachel says, call me Rachel. Rebecca says, Mom? And Wise just has this blank expression saying, knew it. While Shiki greets her saying, yo, long time no see. Holy chimes in saying Rachel is the director of operations for the Yukino Cosmos, of course. And Rebecca is shocked saying she's in the Interstellar Union Army? Rachel then beams with a smile saying, Rebecca. She starts tearing up saying, I miss you so much, my little ducky poo. Oh my god. Rachel says, dude, zoom out. Rebecca then still gets self-conscious saying, but you should have your memories from the past world. So why did you still abandon me? Aw. Rachel says, I only just got my memories back thanks to dear old Connor here. And then Connor pokes his head in saying, Rebecca. Oh my god. Noah simply says, your family is very energetic. And Rebecca is at a loss for words. Connor says, as soon as I got my memories of the last world back, I went straight to find Rachel. Wise chimes in, oh yeah, you were on that ship that brought us to this world. Connor turns to Rachel and says, and blow me down. Turns out in this world, Rachel be working for the government. Rachel just smiles, saying, I sure am, and I'm just as surprised as anybody. Okay, so she only just recently got her memories. Huh, how did things work out this way then? Because I thought this was intentional. So it just happened to work out this way? Oh man, okay. Universe Zero is getting a little too convenient then. I thought this was part of the plan. Connor says, so we told each other what we knew, and we've been waiting for your arrival ever since. Connor and Rachel then look at Rebecca somberly, with Rachel saying, I had to let you go because of some unavoidable family problem. It was the same old drama that was happening in the last world. And Connor says, try and understand. It's a rough one. That's a rough one. Because I actually did think maybe Rebecca in this world, got to grow up with her parents. But then again, Rachel did kind of comment that she tried in multiple timelines to find a best case scenario. And the one where she had to give up Rebecca tended to be the one. So at least there's some consistency in that. Rebecca says, well, it's fine, I guess. Yeah, that's an unfortunate part, but again, consistency. Homura then chimes in, the director of operations from the Sakura, Oe, and Yukino Cosmos have all come together. For what purpose? And then an unknown but familiar-haired individual chimes in saying, oh, are we all here then? Yep. And dang, look at them gazongas. A familiar face says, I am Elsie Lee Lindar, Interstellar Union Army Director of Operations for the Kaede Cosmos. Nice to meet you. Again, I understand. The ultimate upgrade. But that still makes me kind of question, what about her mother? I mean, she's still got Aknoella, right? I wonder how things went down in this universe. Everyone's excited. Shiki calls out to Elsie. Rebecca cheers. Homura says, then you are alive. Fino simply questions, you too, Miss Elsie? And Happy's just shocked, saying, you work for the government? Then, of course, James pops his head in, pissed off, saying, how dare you? That is no way to talk to her royal majesty. And Elsie just waves him off, saying, no, it's all right, James. And Shiki is shocked, saying, justice? Holy questions, oh wow, was that his code name in your last world? Eraser says, in this world, he's the next in line to be king of the Lendard Kingdom. Again, much better outcome, all things considered. Shiki is a bit befuddled, saying, oh man, I don't know what's what anymore. Actually, Elsie doesn't have the same background with the shining stars in this universe, does she? Right? Huh. I just thought about that. Because she would have never been cast out. She never would have had the same bond with Ziggy. Yeah, this is a completely different Elsie then. Huh. And who knows if she even has the same battle prowess. Huh. That's actually kind of sad now that I think about that. I actually also just thought this is the complete inverse to a certain degree of the Odolas version of Urza and Jalal from Fairy Tale, where Jalal was the prince and Urza was the knight. Huh, far out. It just dawned on me that it's like that. Dang, Mashima and his parallel worlds. Rachel chimes in saying, by the way, where are the shining stars and Jin and the rest of them? We get a call in from the ship where Klein says, here we are on the ship. She's so cute. Hermit says, don't worry, we can hear everything. While Witch says, we just cannot afford to leave the Eden Zero unattended. Sensible. Valkyrie says, there's a lot of people I don't know here. Were they all friends of yours in the last world? Laguna simply says, more or less. For the most part. The answer is yes, then side-eyes Justice a little bit, being like, that one though. Sister smiles, saying, aw, Elsie, look at you all grown up and ruling a kingdom. And Moscow says, Moskoy. Jin, now being all business, says, so, what are all these government bigwigs doing together in one place? I mean, it's a call, dude. They're not physically all there. Noah gives a smile, and then he says, first of all, we 4 directors of operations of the Grand Shiki Cosmos are the highest-ranking officials of the Interstellar Union Army. I mean, obviously. Which begs the question, who was in charge of the Interstellar Union Army in the previous universes? 'Cause, no. It's only now we're getting information about who leads the Interstellar Union Army. I mean, for the most part, it was kind of treated kind of like it was delegated amongst the Oratian says Interstellar previously, but they always came off as generals, commanders to me. They didn't feel like the bigwigs of anything. I don't know. Huh. Maybe I misread that? Holy then leans over, and chimes in. As Noah says, Horatio says Interstellar work under us as our frontline leaders. Again, like what I originally thought. I kept expecting like some grand leader of the Union Army and we never got it. Till now. Holy says, but apparently in the last world, Prince James was one of us, and Queen Elsie was a pirate. Oh man, hearing this news, Elsie is taken aback saying, me? A pirate? You must be joking. Yeah, man, that is unfortunate not to have that usual Elsie Crimson edge. It's just Elsie Leylandard now. And thankfully, Gwen and Hyoga are alive in this universe. There's also Jessie, but regardless. Hyoga says to Gwen, actually, knowing her highness, I can see it. And Hyoga says, considering her personality. Okay, so deep down she still has the attitude. Jessie then says to Brahmin, did you hear Prince James's code name? It was Justice. Brahmin says, that's hilarious. You know, I don't think anyone's ever connected that Brahmin is essentially Hebby from Ravemaster? I mean, he has all the headgear stuff, whereas Hebby was like bald with a single little bit of hair. But no, he essentially serves the same purpose. Well, he did. now he's part of the guard. And did we know that Brahmin was from Lendard as well? That's unfortunate because it means that the Skull Fairy doesn't exist now. Although I do love that James immediately gets bashful hearing that. Like, if he were to have a code name, that would be what he'd pick. But nobody would normally know that. Nadia then speaks up saying, our organization was formed to fight against threats to the cosmoses. And yes, there is a threat approaching as we speak. The Edens won. And of course, everyone goes silent and takes immediate notice upon hearing that. Rachel explains, the ship is collecting Mother Ether and has made it all the way out to the Yukino cosmos. Okay, the collection of Mother Ether, that whole plot line that we kind of got hardcore sidelined by the time, when we kind of got to Red Cave. No, it was, Sandara, right? No, Foresta. Foresta was the last place we went to. Was that it? Foresta? Because we went there looking for Mother Ether, and then everything just kind of spiraled out from there. I think it was. Happy questions the Yukino cosmos. Rachel explains, your ship is the only one capable of fighting the One. Would you lend us your aid? Like, bruh. Would you lend us your aid? Mother, what do you think we came here to do, bud? Shiki says, oh, is that all you wanted? Which kind of takes Nadia and Noah off guard. And Shiki says, we were already planning to go to the Yukino cosmos, and we knew we'd have to fight the One. Rachel even says, I mean, Mom, you told us to go to the Yukino cosmos once we got to this world, remember? But Rachel and... man! The angle we get here, just right down the cleavage. Sorry, I'm so distracted. Rachel says, that was so I could help you find Mother. Do you think any parent alive would want to send her daughter out to battle? But Rebecca simply smiles, saying, I've fought my whole life, and I'm going to keep fighting. Both Rachel and Connor give a solemn yet prideful smile at their daughter. And then Shiki comes in, putting an arm around Rebecca. Shippers, beats his chest, saying, don't worry, we'll be there for her. Homura says, at last, the decisive battle against the Edens won. Wise comment, and we're getting closer to finding Mother. Pinos chimes in saying, let's go. Happy adds, to the Yukino cosmos. Noah smiles. Justice kind of chuckles to himself, you brats really are something else. And Jesse says, your Highness, be nice. Jesse... No. I'm betraying my own rules about how I feel about these different universes. Is not the same Jesse. At least not yet. Got my eye on that one. Normally I don't wish ill upon many people, but... don't say it. From a different universe? Had a different upbringing? Did not experience the same things the other Jesse did? Just... the amount of damage Jesse did. Elsie chimes in saying, there is one working for the enemy known as God Aknoella. You may have met her in your former world. She is my mother who has gone mad. Okay? That's still the same thing. Homura simply nods, and Elsie says, nothing of her heart remains. I want you to kill her. See, and that's the thing that really kind of solidifies the whole thing here. Because... let's face it, Nadia's not gonna fight, Noah's not gonna fight, Rachel's not gonna fight. And considering the position and all that, I don't think we're gonna have Elsie fight. This Elsie was not raised and trained as a battle-hardened warrior. She's a princess, queen, whatever, Queen Regent, I guess, to a certain degree, right? Is that the terminology for what she is? And in a previous world, Elsie did the deed, and she shouldn't need to have had to do that, but it had to be done. But feels weird for her to just be saying, please kill my mother. She's like, I mean, as long as we have your blessing on it, okay. And so I guess the Eden Zero has departed. Well, it seems still on Red Cave. Eraser and Holy still talk with Nadia and Noah. Eraser says, asking kids like them to save the universe. That's a big responsibility. Holy simply says, we don't have a choice. According to every calculation, we're not powerful enough to beat the One. Noah comments, but we can give them our support. As Nadia adds, Narration says interstellar. I hope you will be there to assist the Eden Zero. Eraser simply says, Roger that, and Holy says, it's time to go to war. Oh, okay, I was wondering about this. And then enter Andrew, holding a pot of seafood, saying, Nadia. Nadia comments, Andrew. Though, I'm kind of perplexed. Wasn't their meeting years ago? I thought there was like a bit of time. Like, Andrew was always going to be dead. How is he alive here? Maybe he was just born at a different age? Actually, no, it could be the chronophage. Like, oh, how is someone from years ago in present chronophage? It's literally the best explanation for something like that. The freaking chronophage, the time eater. Same reason we have young Wise in a galaxy where old Wise is somewhere out there. You know, I never thought about it before, but what would happen if old Wise and young Wise both had children who ended up meeting and falling in love with each other? What would that turn into? I know it's a weird question to ask, but still. Andrew questions, oh, where are your guests? Nadia says they've already left. Andrew says, aw, but I made dinner for them and everything. Aw, what a sweetheart. Nadia says, it doesn't need to go to waste. Noah and the others can join us. Ah, there it is. Holy says, oh my, home cooking from a husband who was in cold sleep for 200 years? Oh, cold sleep. There we go. Andrew blushes saying, please stop bringing that up. Yeah, what a weird thing to just chime in with. Eraser says, let's hope his cooking isn't cold too. Nadia says, but our love is burning as hot as ever. Even if I'm an old model. Oh god. And we see all the lovebirds. Elsie and James, Rachel and Connor, Andrew and Nadia. And then we have Noah all by himself. Cause let's face it, if this is anything like Ravemaster, we've been told in a subtle amount of ways Eraser and Holy are in a relationship. If it's anything like Ravemaster. But it seems like Eraser and Holy tease Noah. As Holy says, does this ever make you a bit jealous? Noah says, no. And Eraser then chimes in, oh yeah, Noah is the only one here who's not attached. Okay, that's essentially confirmation. And Noah says, please, just drop it. Very roundabout way of more or less saying that, yeah, Holy and Eraser are together. I will admit though, I kept kind of expecting to find out that, you know, Noah and Amira were gonna be like seeing some kind of relationship or just be very close or something along those lines. And considering how chipper Holy is in this timeline, I mean, Holy's always been a bit of a flirt and a tease, so it might just be that, but is her sister alive in this universe? I have to wonder. I wasn't really blown away by this chapter just because it had a lot of things I knew was going to happen, but I'm not like resentful at that because it had to happen. The information, the plotting, the course of actions, all that is just like, no, this all makes sense, at least to me. It is the absolute best case scenario. And I'm just glad to be right about that. It's a really great way of getting everyone on the same page. Not to mention, we did kind of adhere to a few stipulations that would have to kind of be present in terms of how everyone's abilities work to a certain degree. And I don't see Elsie getting involved in the battle because, one, she's the ruler of an entire world, and two, she doesn't have the same training as the usual version of Elsie. So again, that Elsie is gone. That Elsie is long gone. That Justice is long gone. And they are nowhere near as battle hardened, more than likely, as their counterparts were, unless Godak Noella has been sending her dragons to try to raise the friggin' world. That is a bummer. Shoot, the more I think about it, the sadder I feel. It's like, yeah, you get Elsie, but not the Elsie you're used to. But they lived a better life, so take that. It is also unfortunate that Rebecca was still abandoned, but it adheres to the fact that Rachel searched multiple timelines, and the best case scenario was her leaving Rebecca behind, which was still the case here. So nice adherence to your own set of rules and stipulations. They didn't take the cheap way out. Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, Noah really is the only leader without a love interest. But wasn't there also the one secretary he had at the Shooting Starlight Guild? What happened to her? Is she now the guild master of the Shooting Starlight Guild? I wonder. I mean, it's all less important questions and stuff like that, but even still, just stuff I'm curious about. You can't have alternate timelines and not be curious where damn near everybody is. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you also have a feeling about where all this was kind of leading up to in terms of the leaders of the Interstellar Union Army, or were you kind of sidelined by it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride, and until next time, Duuz-Diz-Din, thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.